But is it working? It's not doing anything. It's not working. Oh, oh, that was whatever it was that. Goodbye. Okay. That needs to move. I need to do some adjustments. There's something here. Both. Okay, we need to go. Seriously, that's the camera. That is how you need to sit. Right? Yes. Nobody's watching anyway, so that's okay. I'm having some camera difficulties. It doesn't want to sit how I want it to sit. What if I stick it under here, maybe? No. Oh, come on. Like that will work, but I need to like tape it or something. Why are you being stupid? Okay. Wait a second. It's because I had it on there last time. Okay. Let me try this again. I do not know why things are not wanting to cooperate. Temporary. Until I can figure out a better way to make it stay. Also, this with the lines. Not sure how to make that go away. Oh well. Not that anybody's watching, but that's okay. So moving things around tiny bit. Okay. Are you gonna fall down? I think it's gonna fall down. The thing no. Sorry. If anybody's watching this on the replay, I apologize. Okay. Maybe now? I'm using a piece of eraser to make it not fall down. Okay. So I am going to really fast steal the link here. And I don't even know if you guys can hear me or if anybody can hear me. So I'm gonna check it here. Okay, so it's facing the right way. Okay, so it's facing the right way, and I can hear. That's also okay. That's fine. And the Discord. Okay. I think I've kind of shared it where I can. Maybe if I put it in the self promo. Oh, somebody's, no, I think that's just me watching up there. Yes. Mm. I think I'm bumping things around too much. Sorry, guys. Okay, I probably should have gotten all this set up before, but I wasn't actually totally planning on streaming. It was more of a last minute thing to do the Inktober thing because I did not have time to film today. I'm really busy with some other stuff. And then today's word is prompt. Or not prompt. Blah. Today's prompt is path. Wow. My brain is not wanting to work at all today. And I have copied my picture that I drew in from my sketchbook here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but there's like that one there. Onto this paper here, which I have found to be really nice for ink stuff. It dries really fast. It almost like sucks in the ink, which is kind of cool to watch. Yeah, so I'm gonna just readjust myself here on my chair, and I have some water here and Inktense. This is what I'm using. These are the Inktense blocks, which is basically supposed to be like dried ink. I'm not entirely sure how true that is, but they seem to work okay just fine. And then I have my picture here, which is a combination of a couple of pictures I had seen on Unsplash. But yeah, I'm looking at I made these little strips here so I could see the colors, because sometimes these Inktense blocks are not the color that the actual color comes off as. And I think I want to start this a bit darker. So we're going to start down here with 2020. And I'm going to attempt to do something with this tree here. And I have drawn them out with pencil, so I should probably just trace them out with a fine liner, but I didn't really want this to be too much of a fine liner thing. I just wanted it to be like a fun little, kind of more free. I like how it just sinks in on this paper. It's really nice. Hello to anybody that's watching. I see I have 2 viewers. Feel free to talk and chat. I'm going to go back to 2020. I have to find it because, yeah. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with that right there. That's okay. Also, when you load these brushes with the Inktense, it kind of lasts for a really long time, which I think is kind of funny. Just kind of outlining the tree trunks. And this one should kind of just be falling off to the side here. More water. I have most of the pictures kind of like planned out ahead of time a little bit. I have a few that I haven't totally figured out what I want to do yet. So if anybody has any suggestions for those, be sure to like let me know in the comments or something later if you're watching this on the replay or something. Because let me see which ones it is that I don't have. Where's my list? There it is. So I'm not sure what I'm doing for, what is it? Rise. And was it Celestial? I'm not really too, I mean, I kind of have an idea, but not really. Not too decided on that one. I think the words this time are kind of interesting though. Last time I tried to do them all in one like castle kind of thing, like everything in one big building, and that did not work well for me. So now I'm trying this where each thing is its own page. So we'll see. Good thing with this is I can go over this with other colors and it shouldn't move because it's, unless I put it on too thick, but because I've been diluting them with water directly on the brush, it should be okay. Okay, now I want to take like a brown color, I think. Which I find funny because on this one, like on the brick, it looks like green almost, but it's not, it's brown. So it's kind of funny in its own. Yeah, water. Water is always good. That is the only problem with these, is if you don't go fast enough with them and they're not wet enough, you will get streaks with the Inktense. But that's okay. I do think this paper is pretty nice for this though, because it does like dry so fast, unlike watercolor paper, which would stay wet forever. So I think the colors look better on watercolor paper, which is, I guess that's to be expected because it's made for that. But that's okay. That one's too thick. So I'll just dip it in a little bit of water over there with some oxgall in it, which does some very interesting things with Inktense. It's I was testing it out the other day with on a scrap paper. So when you put oxgall in watercolor, it makes the watercolor spread more. And with the Inktense, it kind of made it do this weird thing where it just kind of sat in a weird glob, which I thought was kind of funny. Definitely makes it more, so it definitely isn't the same as watercolor. It does react quite differently, which I thought was very interesting. Slightly. I think these trees were white in the picture. But I don't want them to be white. I actually kind of want them to be, I want them to even be darker than this, and I will probably do that. Probably. I'm definitely way more comfortable with paintbrush than I am with the fine liner, so, which I think is kind of funny. Oh, that's a pretty color. I like that. Look at that. It's like, I'll probably use that some more. Probably over here with this one. What color was that anyway? It was this one. Yep. Trying to make it kind of like the edge a bit. Where it's kind of ragged because it's broken off, so that's okay. And then what can I use to make grabbing another color over here. I have the other pan. I'm grabbing 0220. If anybody's wondering. Don't fall down. You're falling down. Falling down would be bad. Okay. And here we're gonna, don't want to mix them too much. That makes sense. I want the color off of there, but I want most of the color off of there. And then I kind of need I'm trying to make a different color for the ground cover, just for the under part. Well, it probably would be okay to make it darker. But we'll start with this, and then I'm going to go over it with some other colors. Don't move. No running away. I should really have like a underlayer thing for this because it gets all over the desk. And Inktense is actually kind of difficult to get off of for surfaces. Just kind of funny. Well, I'm very sorry if my camera is shaking. It should not be shaking. The desk is not touching it. Sometimes though, the cat walking past things, and because it's sitting on a chair. So that's always something. I hope that everybody's having a good start to October. Lots of people enjoying their pumpkin spice and things of that nature. I did try a pumpkin spice thing. I was not impressed. But I'm in Denmark, so maybe they're doing it wrong. It was Dunkin' Donuts, but it was not. It was definitely not the most impressive thing that I have tasted. I don't remember the pumpkin spice being that. It was weird. It was very strange. I'm sure that there are some people that wouldn't, that would totally disagree with me, but I thought it was too sweet, and it was just, I don't know, it just seemed odd. It didn't taste right. Tasted more vanilla than pumpkin spice, so maybe that's why. Not sure. Okay, so then I have to get in here. I'm probably going to do this with some kind of stones. And then, of course, there's this back here. And then I'm going to make the trees and everything darker and put in the grass. That's the basic plan here. I might actually go ahead and do the black with some of this cool gray color here to do in the background. I might have to go over this again. Sometimes the Inktense doesn't totally do what I want it to. I would have liked to try to do this in markers, but the markers that I have are not that great, and most of them are dried out now. So, and I could probably have stolen. Oh, words are hard. Probably could have borrowed my daughter's markers for this, but she's sleeping, and I didn't really want to wake her up. And opening her door would definitely do that. So. Yeah, I need to add more glue to that. Oops. That's okay. These things are always fixable. I'm going to go over it again up there anyway, because it needs it. I'm going to have to order a new black stick at some point soon-ish. I use them quite a bit more often than the pencils, actually. As weird as that might sound. I do use them quite a bit. I like how they dry so fast on this paper. It's like the paper dries really fast, which is okay, but at the same time, it's also, I'm used to working in watercolor that dries very slow. So I'm like, okay, this is it's definitely different. Which is okay, it's good. It's good to try new things, and it's good to attempt to learn new skills and figure out new ways of doing things. It's kind of my favorite part of doing all these things. Why is the okay, so the cat is just down there on the floor, right by where the camera is, and she's kind of like laying there trying to get her toy from under the couch. I cannot reach her toy under where it's at. There's just no way. So it will stay there, and she will get increasingly frustrated. GB, what are you doing? Did you lose your ball? That's funny. She does not seem very pleased. If I could turn this to show you guys, I would, but the camera would fall off. It's literally only being held on to the rack thing by some eraser. So it's kind of a miracle that it's still there. Why am I using that color? Oh, because that's the color that I used there. Then that would make sense. So my plan is to try and kind of make this look like a stone path. And then I'll go in after and make some different colored stones, I think, which is very common here to have these like kind of stone paths. They're not very nice to walk on. Sometimes they can be a little bit uncomfortable and uneven. Uneven for sure. I just want to get some more of this color over here, I think. Otherwise, I feel like I'm making them too thick, if that makes sense. But that's okay. I will figure it out. And then, of course, these ones. Oh, that was not good. That was not good. Brush. I need a brush. I need a brush. I had too much water. That is what happens when you have too much water. I'm trying to make some like smaller stones, but that was a bit much. Tiny bit too much. I gotta get that paintbrush out of the water. I don't want it just sitting there. That would be very not nice. Okay. I'm gonna leave that there for now. I really like how that granulates in the pan though. That's kind of funny. Okay, so I'm gonna add, I think that's enough of like that color specifically. I think I'm gonna add some of that red right there. Like this one to make it more. This 1920. That one is more like a brick red color. I'm just gonna put it over here in this pan. Add some water. And then just gonna grab some of this one and put it in here. Just to darken it up a little bit. And then I'm gonna go right, pretty much almost right next to them, because usually between these things it's like sand or dirt. At least the ones that I've seen. And they're pretty smooth. And some of these paths are pretty cool. Some of them are just like wood planks that go across the way. Some of them are rocks. We have one very near here that's it kind of has like a mix of both. In some places it's just dirt. And it's a really nice place to walk and collect hazelnuts. Which is kind of a fun thing to do. Collecting hazelnuts, and this is usually the time of year where you would do that too, where you would go to get things like hazelnuts in the woods. I haven't had time to go, so, which is not so nice. At some point I'll figure it out. I'm trying to mix the colors a little bit. Just a bit more so that I can have more options, and then we'll also go in and maybe and like dab in some smaller stones. Thought about using like watercolor, but because I have like a lot of granulating colors, but I figured that I want to stick with inks or inkish things because it's Inktober. Also, it kind of forces me to learn another medium, or at least practice with another medium. I mean, Most of us know how to use a pen. Which is okay. Tomorrow I plan on doing this, what do you call it? So tomorrow's prompt is Dodge. And the only thing that I could think of when I thought about Dodge was my uncle's truck. He has a Dodge Ram, or he had one when I was a kid. So I'm doing the Dodge Ram symbol, but with like a different kind of ram. So, because I thought that would be funny. I don't know. I thought that would be kind of cute. It probably sounds a little bit on the ridiculous side, but that's okay. I'm gonna get some green over here. Grabbing some water. Using the water to try to rinse off my brush a bit so I can use a different brush for the next bit. This is a really old beaten up brush that was my daughter's for acrylic paint. So now I'm using it to do like pouncy things. It makes nice little makes nice marks. Sometimes the older brushes are better. They just are. And I'm just gonna go like so to add some greenery around here over this yellow. So I'm going to add several layers of different greens because that's what will make this look a little better. Maybe even a little bit up this, like maybe it's kind of mossy or something, right? Like that would make sense. It's an old tree. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of making it up as I go along with the colors. I really had no plan. I just wanted to make it kind of colorful and fun. Now if I wait for that to dry, then I can go over it again with a different green and just keep layering it up so that it because layering is a good thing. Layering is your friend. Okay, I think I'm going to take this 1740, which I think is the color. No, this was a different color. Okay. I'm going to take this and try to fill in like all this gaps in between. And I kind of want this to be somewhat thick, so I'm not too worried about making a pool of water. Hi, kitten. Are you still trying to find your ball? I don't have your ball. No, I don't have your ball. You're gonna come up here, aren't you? Oh no. She can't have it. I'm not allowed to do anything without her being involved. TB, what are you doing? Hi. What are you doing? Yeah, boops. Okay, boops for babies. Yes, boops for babies. She probably thinks it's funny that I'm still up. Like, she's probably like, what are you doing? Why aren't you in bed? That's because I really couldn't figure out like when to do it or how, what time, and then I didn't really have time because I had to do dinner and meeting things and cleaning up after dinner was not. Yeah, and then so yeah, things happen. I do kind of like filling this in though. It's kind of fun. I just watched Starsan do like the most awesome path in a matter of minutes, like less than half an hour, with some Ohuhu markers. someday I will be able to figure out the bane that is markers. I have such a problem with markers. Okay, the cat is currently sucking on the child's backpack. Sometimes I think our cat is defective. Hilarious, but defective. I think I need some like more water here to like thin this a little bit. Because I kind of want to darken that down a little bit. It seems like it's too... It's supposed to be dirt, like, right? It's supposed to be... So I don't know. Also here. Along the edge. It's a nice thing with ink tints is you can just keep going over them and over them until the paper won't take anymore. But I haven't really figured out how far I can take this paper yet. Maybe we'll find that out today. There goes this. I'll go up this way. I do need to darken these down. I wanted it to be kind of nighttime-ish. But as we all know, I'm kind of bad with lighting things, so that's okay. We'll be all right. I'm also taking this all the way to the edge of the paper, which was probably a mistake in hindsight, but that's okay. We are totally okay with these things because that is life and that is how we learn. Technically speaking, the trees that are standing at least should be the same colors. Probably also the ones that fall down, but maybe just not in this planet. There's some color here that I missed. Lots of white spaces that are not needed. Okay, so let's see, what can we use? I'm gonna grab some of this 2100 and mix this in this color down here with some water. Just to trying to find some way to darken a little bit more in some spaces, spaces. Well, thanks for the likes, you two. Just grab more of this one. Just to kind of like layer up on these a little. like how when you layer over them, they still keep the original layer. So it's basically just like enhancing the color and adding more depth. And the way that it dries, it will also dry different on the top, and you'll still be able to see underneath. Not always, like with the white, it doesn't work, but or the colors that have a lot of white in them. But like with some of these other colors, it works just fine. It makes it really nice to be able to see like depth and layers of light in between. Let's see. I think I used, was it that one? I think it was this green before, so maybe we'll grab some of this one now. And mix it into a gray color because it is just really bright. That is another issue with Inktober. Sometimes their colors are so bright, and because I got this one wet, I need to kind of like fluff it up again. Like you can kind of see how bright it is there. And that's okay. That's kind of like why I like these colors, because sometimes they're just very vibrant. They're really nice to use. That camera is so bouncy. It doesn't even make sense. I'm using the webcam though, because if I use my phone, I only can make a little, like the video can only be that like short, little narrow box, which kind of becomes, I don't know, I don't like it. I guess that's YouTube, right? Like, they're so focused on everybody. They want everybody to use shorts. And I don't know, shorts just seems kind of, it's okay, but it's not, I don't think it's like the best thing that's ever happened to much of anything. Okay, so now I'm going to take probably this one. It's one below the black. I do not know the color of it. It's 2120. I am just going to remove as much of it as I can. Into this pan here. And I'm purposely dipping my brush into the one with ox gall because I want it to have a bit better control of the pigment. Trying to fluff out the brush again without having to do too much. Just to add some more. This brush is really funny. Can't believe I'm still using it. Sometimes the hairs fall out, which irritates me to no end, but it is what it is. It's kind of funny. The paper is still damp, which is why I decided to use the ox gall, because it lets it so it doesn't bleed around too much. Which is hilarious, because with watercolor, it would do the exact opposite. But that's okay. I don't care. I like it. I also want to see if I can't use this to, see, where's the paper towel? Paper towel. I'm going to just dab this off a little bit. so that it's more like a dry brush. So I can see if I can't like add some like texture without having to go like too much into. This is really a pressure test here because that's really difficult. Don't want to push too hard because it will totally mess up everything. This is a really big fluffy brush. Okay. Well, guys, it is. I think I'm fairly happy with that actually. For path. And yeah, I think I kind of like this one a lot. I had coffee. Oh, I had coffee. Why didn't I drink the coffee? Kind of like this one. It's kind of fun. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And yeah, I think because it is now after midnight, I'm going to go to bed and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.